At our first Out and About with the Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Dr. Denzel Douglas first went to view firsthand the construction taking place at Imperial Bay Beach and Golf Residences at Half Moon Bay before journeying to the police training complex where a course in island constabulary was taking place. Prime Minister Douglas seemed impressed with the work at Imperial Bay and noted that such developments play an important role in the advancement of the Federation.
Tourism being the main driver of the economy, it presents the opportunity for St. Kitts and Nevis to market itself. And together with the very successful story of the Citizenship by Investment program, overseas investors and local investors as well are encouraged to invest in St. Kitts and Nevis. The fact that we are hard-working people and very hospitable and welcoming, I think this generally has encouraged investors to come. Plus, of course, a government that is very stable, very much tuned to providing necessary incentive packages. All these put together bring our investors to St. Kitts and Nevis.
Talking directly with construction workers was high on the agenda of PM Douglas, who noted that investments play an important role in providing employment for residents of St. Kitts and Nevis.
I think one of the first things that these investment opportunities provide would be employment. Employment, especially at a time when we know the world has been in a prolonged recession. When St. Kitts and Nevis has its own economic and financial challenges and is very much determined to get out of these challenges, to grow out of these situations. We believe that the opportunities for employment, not only in terms of the employment of the lower end workers, but at the highest end as well, engineers, the construction companies. I think everybody is being given an opportunity to really improve himself with these type of investments that we are attracting.
Okay. Prime Minister, we also saw you interacting with some of the persons doing the actual construction on the site. Now, some of those include PEP employees. What are some of the benefits that you think this PEP program has done for St. Kitts and Nevis, as well as why did you decide to make it a long-term program instead of the temporary one as it had initially started as?
Well, the People's Employment Program, this started as part of the programs of government using the partnership with the SIDF to generate employment opportunities for our people. Employment, training, skills acquisition at a very difficult time in our country's determination to get out of the financial and economic crisis. We therefore mobilized a number of different opportunities for people. What we've seen is the tremendous response that we've had into the program. And so the government started then with the SIDF. It's costing quite a bit of money. We said we have to continue this program. There's no question about it. We have to continue. We have to tailor-make it, of course. We have to make adjustments here and there. For example, when I was walking the site a while ago with the developer, he said that they are now willing to pay 50% of the wages of some of these workers who are on the PEP. Why? Because they have been able to transition them from mere laborers to those who are now semi-skilled and who have, in their clear analysis, good intentions and ability to advance to become skilled. And so they are going to keep them. They're not only going to pay 50% of their wages so that the SIDF is relieved of that 50%, but they are also volunteering to pay some of them completely their wages, because they now believe that they are ready. After a period of apprenticeship and training, they are now ready to hold their own on any construction site. I am very, very pleased to have visited this site and to see these ladies and these trainees holding their own and now ready to take gainful employment. It tells me that the PEP is working.
Women in the Federation are indeed making inroads into professions which were traditionally male-oriented. A case in point is Lorraine Gums, an engineer holding a supervisory position at the Public Works Department, specifically the Roads Division. She was invited to the Imperial Bay development to share her experience.
In any supervisory position, you would have challenges. You would have disgruntled employees, employees who feel. I don't think it's much of a fact that I am a woman. Maybe more of it is that they feel they were there for so many years and then somebody else coming in new and telling them, oh, don't do what they've been doing for over 20 years and do something different. But my role as a supervisor, I try not to undermine what the other guys below me think, or I listen to them a lot, interact with them, hear their views, and don't just disregard what they're telling me, but try to explain to them, well, your method, yeah, but why don't we try this? Rather than just coming on to them and telling them, okay, then do it this way, because I said it. So I guess with that, we have a level of respect for each other, and I don't think I have a supervisory problem, because I'm a female.
Prime Minister Douglas also addressed the fact that women in St. Kitts and Nevis are being given the opportunity to be on equal footing with men in all aspects.
We continue to say at this time in this country, especially with all of the challenges that we are facing, we cannot afford to do things as normal. We have to use our initiatives. We have to try new opportunities. And what my encouragement is to women is that they must adopt the attitude to say, I can do it. If the men can do it, I can do it too. All that is required, in my opinion, is the appropriate training, the determination, and the discipline that is going to be required. I believe our women folk, if you look at all of our high schools, look at the grades at the end of the academic year, the women are outdoing the men. Go to universities, they are there. So why can't they, in the traditional areas that men have dominated over the years, why can't they now begin not only to hold their own, but to excel beyond, if that is the case? I am confident that our women, especially having been initiated through the SIDF supported programs, are emerging, as you said, breaking the glass ceiling, and will emerge eventually to take their places, their rightful places in this society.
The Prime Minister's next stop on his out and about was a visit to 29 security personnel taking the Island Constable Course 1 of 2014 at the Police Training Complex. Commandant of the Police Training School, Lionel Moore, explained to Prime Minister Douglas what the security officers would have learned by the end of the course.
This training is the first time we have persons who we call tourist patrol officers. It's the first time we have persons in training, and at this training we have 14 persons who are tourist patrol officers. So on completion of the training, they will be attached to the police for the first time. The times before are persons who are based at Windsor, based at Ross, based at the hospital, and so forth. So they have police powers. They train in various aspects, the police powers. They train in evidence, how to give evidence in court, powers of arrest, you understand, malicious damage act. They also train in telephone etiquette and so forth. So they prepare. The training lasts for 3 weeks. So on completion of this training, we're going to see a paradigm shift. Also, they do firearm training. They go on the range as well. So we prepare them for the challenges ahead.
The participants appeared to have taken their role quite seriously.
I used to work up there in Miami at Port Everglades and also Port of Miami as a security officer. I am a graduate security officer. That doesn't mean that this is easy, because this material that I learned in this class is far different from just being a security officer. It's far different. And also the laws that my classmates had point out is a real vital instrument also, and we learn about various stuff in the law that we had never known before, because in certain instances when it comes to larceny and other parts of the law that we break on a regular basis, on a daily basis, but we know now that it is penalties for these stuff that we does. And the knowledge we gain about it is we know now that what we should and not do.
Prime Minister Douglas emphasized that St. Kitts and Nevis is approaching crime fighting from various angles.
And so this morning, I'm very, very pleased to know that the Island Constabulary or the Island Constable Training course is ongoing, which has pulled representatives from the various security forces or security firms, or those that have been mobilized to provide security at their own establishments, that they are now being brought together and are being provided adequate training by the national police of the country, because this is critically important. In fact, I want to make the point that very shortly we should see the unfolding and the construction of the multi-purpose security training facility at Limekiln. And that is a facility that would have come out of the decisions taken by government several years ago when we were being confronted with violent crime in our country. We are not yet out of that difficult period. But what is significant is that the government continues to demonstrate its commitment, and those institutions, those companies, those security firms that are already in operation are coming together in partnership with the government, allowing their persons to be trained by the national police so that they can have an improved security service that will be provided, not only for their various institutions and organizations, but also generally for the benefit of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. So I want to commend the police, in particular Superintendent Moore, his deputy, for making sure that the 29 persons who are under your command and control during this training period, that they acquire not only the knowledge, not only the skills, but to a large extent the proper mindset in going out there into the community to carry out their duties, having been adequately trained by our national police force.
From all reports, having graduated from the Island Constable Course 1 of 2014, the new Island Constables have been working hard in support of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. Watch for our next Out and About with the Prime Minister. Who knows? If he visits your establishment, you might be the next person to have a personal chat with him on the next Out and About with the Prime Minister.